Good evening, Sue.
Good evening.
I'm a psychiatrist on call here at the hospital. The nurse called and said you wanted to leave the ward.
Yes, I'm so grateful that you could come so quickly. And well, I needed to talk to you because I feel that I have to go home now. So I have to be out from the hospital. Yes.
Okay, so you would like to leave us already? You got here only a few hours ago?
Yes, I know, and I think, I mean, you have been really nice who came this quickly, and actually you've been nice all the way here, but you know, the staff at this ward, they're not really nice, especially the nurse who works here this evening. She has been quite rude to me, and they won't give me the medicine that was promised when I came here this afternoon. Okay. So I was promised by your colleague, and she was really kind to me, and then she said that I would get help here, and when I came up, I asked for my Xanax because that's the medicine I need. Yeah.
I cannot really see in the medical records here that my colleague has prescribed any new medicine for you, any new Xanax.
Okay, I don't understand because we talked about my anxiety and the reason I came to this emergency room, and it's because I need this medicine, Xanax, because I have severe anxiety, and she promised that I would get help, and then I came to the nurse and she just said no. So I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, because
as far as I understand, the plan was to change, to go from this Xanax to a more long-term stabilizing medicine that
that's something that we could maybe discuss tomorrow, but tonight I really need the Xanax. And there's another thing you could help me with, because you can just give me the medicine and I can go. I don't need to stay here. And you can just write this paper, because you know, I have a daughter. You have seen, have you read my journal? Yeah. I have this daughter, she's 7 years old, and we live in this small apartment, and I really need a bigger apartment because, I mean, she's a child and I need bigger space. And they have said to me that maybe it would help if I get a paper with some, you can sign it, and saying that I have this severe anxiety and I really need for my daughter and for me to have bigger space. So if you just could write this paper, and you can give me a few Xanax in a bag, and then I just leave, and I don't have to take up hospital beds and so.
Okay, maybe that is something that we can discuss more tomorrow regarding the certificate. But I would like to go back to earlier today when you were at the pharmacy. What happened before all these 8 policemen got there? Because it seems to have been quite dramatic, and also involving your daughter.
Well, I was going to the pharmacy and I had my daughter with me, and I was going to get out my Xanax, my medicine, and the staff at the pharmacy, they wouldn't give it to me. They said that I have been there just a few days before getting the medicine, and that's true, I know that, but I tried to explain to them that I got robbed and I don't have the medicine anymore. So I really need it because I have severe anxiety, and they wouldn't understand at the pharmacy. So they just said no, and I got quite angry, and I raised my voice a little, I don't know, and suddenly they had just called the police. So it was really not my fault. I mean, I just went there and asked for something really polite, and they,
because as far as I understand, you had threatened that you would commit suicide if you wasn't given the medicines you wanted.
Yes.
And that you also became quite aggressive towards the lady at the pharmacy.
I wouldn't call it aggressive. I mean, I might have been a bit angry, and I might have raised my voice a little bit, but I mean, it's her job to help me, isn't it? If you work at a pharmacy, isn't your job to help people who can't come there? And of course, I wasn't feeling... I'm not sure you understand. I have severe anxiety and I feel really bad, and I need this certificate that I ask for you, and I ask you for the medicine, and that's just a few simple things that you could just do and I can go, okay?
But if we take the medicine away and the certificate away, what kind of help would you need from the psychiatry, you think? In what way can we help you to feel better psychologically?
I'm not sure you can, because my experience is that every one of the psychiatrists I've met before and today is incompetent. And I don't think that you get me. I have tried to explain my problems and you just don't understand. And you just say, no, you need this and that. And you have all these rules. I don't know what you're thinking. I have read, I've studied psychology at the university. And frankly, I'm quite good at it. And I think I know my anxiety. And I think that a lot of you psychiatrists, I guess that's you too. I mean, I don't think you have experienced anxiety. I don't think you have experienced feeling this bad and feeling that you lose your temper and you don't know what to do. And that's a problem because you don't understand. I think what's your life? You going home, what about an hour? You stop working and then you go home to maybe a wife and some kids. You don't know anything about my situation. I have a daughter and I have this small apartment and I really need a bigger apartment for me and for her.
Is there a risk if you go home now that your daughter would feel a little bit bad about that because she must...
Of course you will, because I have this severe anxiety and I lose my temper and I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and that's your fault. I mean, it's your responsibility. If you just let me go without the medicine and without this paper I need, then you're forcing me to go to this small apartment with my daughter in this condition. Is that really a good thing? Do you think, is that what you want to have on your conscience? Is it?
How do you think it would make other people feel when you first, earlier today, threatened that you would commit suicide if she doesn't give you the medicine, and now you say to me that I must take some kind of responsibility if you go home and you're getting aggressive together with your daughter? So
how do you think it makes me feel to again and again try to prove that I'm feeling bad? Don't you get it? And I told you what I need and you just won't give it to me. I mean, that's a problem. That's a really problem.
So if we plan for a long-term treatment...
Have you listened to what I've said?
I've tried to listen, yes.
Okay.
And I have
and do you understand what I've said? Because sometimes I get a feeling that you don't understand. Have you ever any experience of anxiety? Have you ever felt anxiety? Have you lost your temper ever?
I think every person loses his or her temper from time to time.
What's the worst thing you have done?
Yes.
Have you ever hit someone?
Now it's the focus is on you here. I want to help you to feel better, and I want to protect your daughter from feeling bad because of you coming home tonight being still a bit aggressive. So I must say that earlier today at the pharmacy there was some kind of conflict between you and the staff there, and then towards the policemen were quite aggressive, and now when you got in here the relation with the nurse and the other team members have been not too good.
No, they're not.
And now you also start some kind of conflict together with me. Can you see the same pattern as I do, that you have some kind of problems in your relationships?
Well, excuse me, but I mean the police, you know the policemen, they are aggressive always. I mean that's a really big problem in society. And I think that we have a big problem in society when staff at the pharmacy and policemen and nurses and psychiatrists don't get patience, because it's your work to understand what I'm going through and to take actions.
Yes,
I mean,
and you're now in a very stressful situation, and I know you have been into psychotherapy before.
Yeah.
Have you learned any kind of tools to handle in conflicts with other people when you're a bit stressed that you can use now?
What I've learned from my life experience, and I mean, I've lived for several years, and I know myself, I know my anxiety, I know what I need, and at this moment I need something to calm me down, and that's this medicine. And if I don't get it, I get really upset and angry, and then I lose my temper and I don't know what I'm doing. And if you refuses to give me the medicine, I mean, you're the doctor, and that's your responsibility if I do something now, okay? So I will go from here and I will get a cab or something, and I will go home and I will take my daughter, and I don't know what I'm doing then. So that's your problem. What you gonna do?
But is that really something you would want to do, to hurt your own daughter?
No, but you're forcing me.
So you mean it's my responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would recommend you to stay at least another night, and tomorrow we can talk this through again. And then regarding treatment or if I can help you with any other kind of thing before you leave the hospital. Would that feel okay that you stay just for another night?
I'm not sure. I really thought that you might get this and that with you could help me in a way, but I'm not sure that you do. Yeah, I don't think that you get this. No, I don't. So I'm not sure. I have to think.
Okay.